little bit about where PV is today. I think if you read the popular press, particularly the Wall Street Journal, you would get the feeling that it's hopeless and in very bad shape, not doing anything, ridiculously small. And you start showing people some data, and most people are just awestruck by this. This shows last year, I should get the new data, but this shows the electricity production from PV and wind in Germany by month. And you can see in the winter, it's mostly the green, which is wind. And then as it comes into May, the solar part, the yellow was picking up. And together, they're pretty constant. And the surprising thing in here is that 13% of Germany's electricity in that period came from solar and wind. It's not 0.01%, it's 13% of Germany's electricity. And it's actually gone up considerably since then as Germany continues to install.
What is it in this country?
0.2. And here's another one that just shows, I mean, if you were to show this to the man on the street or the woman on the street, I think most of them would either not believe you or be flabbergasted. This is the new installed capacity in the European Union in 2011. PV is the largest at 21 gigawatts. Gas is second, almost the same as wind at around 9 to 10 gigawatts. This is nameplate capacity, right? Coal is, they've been retiring coal plants. You can see that the rest of the units here, if you look the year before, coal was way negative. They retired a lot of units in 2010. 2011 was the year that they retired a lot of nuclear power plants because of Fukushima. So basically, PV, gas, and wind picked up the bulk of the new capacity coming online in Germany. And this is a trend that I think you will see continuing on. It's going to become more and more the case that those three sources are the dominant source of new generation capacity being built around the world. This just shows that PV, with 47% of the new additions were solar. And the costs are coming down. This is actually fairly out of date now, but it shows the cost in various regions around the world on an interesting plot where insolation is on the bottom, so that's insolation in kilowatt hours per square meter per year. So that means that the sunny regions are up here and the not so sunny regions are down here. And then the price of electricity that consumers pay is on this vertical axis here. So regions that have the highest installation and the highest price are first to become practical, and the dashed lines show the system installed cost at which they make sense. So this line here is $5 a watt, and you can see at $5 a watt, Italy is already completely beyond that. It makes sense. No subsidies are needed in Italy to make power. Hawaii's in the same boat because of it's so dependent on fuel oil for electricity generation. System prices now in Germany are under $2 a watt. This is $2 a watt. So you can see that Germany, the pricing structure in Germany, which has the most experience building PV, has made most regions of the world cost effective. So you see all these articles that say solar is hopelessly too expensive. Not. Hopelessly small. Well, it's 47% of the new additions and 13% of the generated electricity in Germany, or was it 11%? In any case, the numbers are getting big and they're growing very fast. So things are changing dramatically. So PV today, I summarize this way, that the grid-connected distributed market has spurred incredible growth and cost reduction, as I've talked about. This has opened up a huge market, not only for grid-connected, but for the power plant, not only for distributed, but the large power plants. And it's now doing the same in the developing world. Suddenly, we're seeing huge interest in the developing world because the pricing has come down so much that it makes a lot of sense to use PV throughout the developing world. So the originally conceived markets that I talked about at the very beginning are now all blossoming. They just sort of happen in different order compared to what we all thought it would happen. So looking forward, I'll tell you what. Why don't we just skip this? I see, and go to the technology. These are, how many of you are engineers? Oh, wow, that's good. Engineers are good. This is not engineering. Okay. But we're entering into a period that is going to be characterized by slower growth than that explosive 60% per year, probably around 15% per year. But it's a maturing industry at this point that is really starting to take its place as one of the prime new generation options. Let's don't talk about that anymore. Let's don't talk about this.